screaming to find everyone you know, because it's clearly evident that when I told you that the CD started, right, and then it went to the CD-ROM, AOL used the CD-ROM, didn't it, for their marketing campaign to sample them out. They gave them out, 30-day free trial, and then what? Everybody said, wow, I like being on the World Wide Web. I like having access to the internet. And then they what? Signed up with AOL. Then AOL became what? $1 billion company because it was what? First. Am I right? Right. It was the first internet access company to go worldwide. We're the first alternative to drugs, ladies and gentlemen. We're the first holographic chip, ladies and gentlemen, that has sound vibrations and frequencies embedded that's going to help change the world. That means that we're going to, that means, see, there's these chips, but you don't know how many chips are coming. That's right. Matter of fact, there is some things coming that you're going to see at launch that we ain't never told you, that I promise you is going to floor you. And the reason why is because the technology, the CD, CD-ROM, DVD, am I right? Now, if you'd have knew that the CD was actually going to turn into a DVD, would you have invested in the company? Yes. Yes. Would you have invested in the technology? Yes. If you knew about it, would you? Yes. So this is the same thing today, isn't it? Right. I'm just basically talking about that, hey, this is a great opportunity, and I know that the world is going to choose to not use drugs if it had the choice. Would you agree? Right. The bottom line is, the world don't know about it. That's why this is a great opportunity. I talk to people all the time, and I'm still concerned about the fact that they're missing some of the things that I teach in my universities. The reason why I do these universities, because a lot of people can't make a good business decision. You know, I know people that go into business and they're talking about, I'm going to open a chicken place. Like, we can't find chicken anywhere. You see what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with opening a chicken place, but the bottom line is, what's the advantage for you to be successful? Because now you got to compete with the Colonel. Right. Been doing it for a while, right? Right. Don't think the Colonel going anywhere. Is that right? Right. And then you got Church's Chicken. Is that right? Right. That was pretty good. Is that right? Right. Then came what? Hiawatha Williams with Williams Chicken, right? Yes. Right? And then he did the exact same thing as what the Colonel did. Colonel did the exact same thing that Dave Thomas did. Dave Thomas did the exact same thing that Ray Kroc did. Franchise. Right. It's called duplication. The reason why we're here is we're looking for retailers. Why? Because if we really want these chips to go out and around the world, we need you to become retailers to get the chips out. Does that make sense? The company's saying if you invest into the company now, into this technology, we will send you enough chips for you to sample out to get people what? Basically what? Saying, hey, I like these chips. Where can I order some? Where can I get them? And they're going to start buying the chips repeatedly from you. You got to understand something, ladies and gentlemen. There are people using these chips, not just the retailer, but their families using the chips. All my kids use the chips. My sons, my daughters. When they have sporting events, we give them the energy chip. When they have pain, we give them the pain chip. You understand? When our little grandies wants to go to sleep, we give her a sleep chip. You understand it? Sleep chip is my favorite, ladies and gentlemen. Can you imagine? Because guess what? Can't overdose on it. You understand what I'm saying? So I can use a sleep chip every night if I want to. You follow what I'm saying? As much as I want. Because here's what happens. Most great ideas and most technologies that people experience, they simply watch it. And what happens is you wait until what Harvard Business School talks about is a certain area past the distribution area. We're in the distribution period. We're in the retailer network. That means this is the wealth creating stage. That means any one of you could create wealth by getting involved now, investing into this new technology, right, getting in with the company, and then making it available. What a lot of you are doing is you're still sitting around waiting for somebody to validate the chips for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I got some of the top athletes in the world, ladies and gentlemen, that can validate that the chips work for you. Our CEO and founder is brilliant, and what makes him brilliant, the bottom line is that he used a hologram. I like for some of you, and a lot of you haven't done this, but you notice there's a hologram on your credit card? Right. Yes. Right. Have y'all done that? Yes. Can some of y'all do me a favor? Can you just go in here and pull out your card? And notice there's a hologram on there. Is that right? Yes. Right? See if you can put up in the light the hologram on your driver's license too. Is that right? Right. Absolutely. Now, Now, you do know that the reason why that they use a hologram, because a hologram can hold 10 billion bits of information per cubic centimeter. Is that right? Well, because a hologram can hold a lot of information, that's what makes it so valuable. That's why they use it. Hologram is inside your credit card. Therefore, all of your personal information, did you know that, is embedded in your hologram?
Right.
Did you know that?
Right.
I mean, everything that they need to know about you is in that hologram on your card.
Right.
Did you know that? Well, let me ask you something. If they can do that, and they've been doing that, do you think that it's possible that in these chips right here, and I'm just going to hold one up right here, but in this chip there is a hologram. And inside that hologram, there are sound frequencies and vibrations that are embedded in this hologram. Ken Rasner, through a technology called Vibratech, he was able to discover a way to bind and embed sound vibrations and frequencies inside the hologram. The problem is the doctors for years been studying vibrational medicine. The problem is the only way they've been able to really apply it and apply these vibrations is through acupuncture. So for 3,000 years, acupuncturists know that there are certain meridian points on your body, and therefore, you know, some people go for sleep problems, headaches, back pain, all kind of ailments. Is that right?
Right.
And if they put the needles in you in certain places, and what does he always do? He thumps them. And why do they thump them? Because what? The needles vibrate. And why do they vibrate? Because they need the vibrations to go in your body to realign yourself. And what it is, it's just the fact is that the needles is acting just like that let's say you're the piano, is that right? And the needles is a tuning fork. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And let's say that your body is the piano and the chip is the tuning fork. And the chip is an outside source, right? Filled with vibrations. And when we put the chip on, what it does, because your body's vibrating anyway, is that right? Just like a piano's what? Vibrates anyway, right? When you play it. But when it's out of tune, it's out of sync, it doesn't play properly. Well, guess what? Our body, when it's out of tune, when it's out of sync, what? Doesn't operate properly. And when it's out of sync, not of tune, it causes illness, fatigue, is that right? Pain, all those other things, and even disease. And so what they've been studying for years, is they've been trying to find a way to get our body to vibrate. Does that make sense? And to get it into what? Alignment. And we know that our body is energy, is that right? The body has its own electromagnetic field, and if that isn't true, why would somebody take those electrons when somebody has a heart attack and then shoot you right in the heart to bring you back to life? Is that right?
Right.
So that ought to tell you a secret right there.
Right.
Another reason that we understand is our body is vibrational is the fact is that our cells are made up of millions of molecules. Now let me tell you what's happening with these chips. Does that make sense about the technology? Is that right?